and welcome from Crown Heritage. Today we want to take a few minutes and talk about something new and exciting for Crown Heritage, and that's the EuroSlim hollow tubes. The beauty of these tubes is they can be used in a horizontal application as you see here, or they can be trimmed to length and installed vertically like a traditional iron baluster can be. Today we're going to focus on how to install these and how to prepare your newel post for that horizontal installation. So the beauty of these EuroSlim tubes is there's only one size. They're 5/8 of an inch in diameter and they're all 8 feet in length. So it makes it pretty simplistic when you're getting your list of stair parts together to place your order. The first thing we want to talk about is the tools you're going to need for this installation. And as I stated, there's only one size, so it's a 5/8 inch diameter. So from there you can determine what you're going to need as far as a drill bit in order to drill your holes into your newel post. When it comes to drill bits, you've got 2 or 3 different options, and we'll leave the decision up to you as to which one you choose. You can always use a traditional twist bit. You can use a spade bit, or you can use a Forstner bit. Any of the 3 of these will work. Again, most of it is up to personal preference. For today's installation, we're going to use an 11/16 inch spade bit. And the reason that we chose 11/16 is if you use a net 5/8 inch bit, it makes this tube extremely tight in that hole. So if you go to an 11/16, it gives you just a little bit better, a little bit easier fit into the post. So for today's installation, we're using the Crown Heritage 4000 square newel post with a beveled top, which is one of the more popular newel posts in today's environment of either a horizontal cable or in this case, these horizontal tubes. The 4000 is a 3.5 inch square post, and we're going to want to find the center point of that, which would be 1.75 inches. Most of the time you're going to either put a piece of tape or maybe a real fine pencil line down the face of that newel so that you don't have to find that center point each and every time. So once we've determined what our handrail height is, we're going to take the distance from the bottom of that rail to the top of your walking surface, whether that's your balcony or whether that's the rake of the stairway, whichever one, and divide that out evenly so that these are spaced once again so that they will meet the local building code. When drilling your holes for the tubes to be installed, you want one side to be about 1.5 inches deep and the other side at least 3/4 inch. It doesn't have to be the same depth on both sides, but you're going to want one side to be a little deeper than the other so that you can slide your tube in to make the installation just a little bit easier. So what I like to do is mark my drill bit for the proper depth of how deep I want to drill the hole. So you can see that the drilling the holes is a pretty simple process. You're going to repeat that process all the way up both of your posts or however many posts you're using. Once you've got all your holes drilled, then you can cut and install your tubes. Once you've got your tubes cut to length, and you can cut these aluminum tubes with pretty much any kind of metal blade, whether that's on a reciprocating saw with a metal tooth blade, whether you're using a standard chop saw that's got like a carbide tip blade or a high tooth count blade in it. Either of those saws will work just fine, and again, that's pretty much up to the installer's preference. Once I've got my tubes cut to length and I'm ready to install them, I want to have my epoxy ready to install them with. We recommend a fast setting 2-part epoxy, which we offer here at Crown Heritage, and you're going to put some in both holes, and this should then slide in from one way and give you the room. Remember, we drilled one of these holes a little bit deeper than the other, so I can bring this tube in and it gives me enough clearance to where it'll go into the other side. Then I can epoxy those in place and continue as I go up. So when I'm thinking about my staircase layout, if I've determined that I want to use these EuroSlim tubes, the one thing I want to consider is I need a newel post that is good and solid. I don't need one that's got a hollow cavity on the inside, nor do I need one that's turned on the face. I need a good square face or solid face that I can drill into so that these tubes line up correctly, and I need something that's got enough meat and depth into it to hold these tubes in place once they're epoxied in. So this 4000 Newell is a great choice to use for that installation. Another thing to consider, when we started talking today, we mentioned that these tubes are all in 8-foot lengths. So if I have a balcony that is longer than 8 foot, then I've got to be able to span the entire length of that balcony. One of the ways that I can do that is to put a post at whatever intervals I need so that it, one, meets the building code, and two, looks aesthetically pleasing for the end user. So one of the options you have is this new post we've got from Crown Heritage. It's the model 4113. You can see, again, it's a square post like the others, so it's a solid post, but it is tapered. It is tapered and it has a dowel pin in the top, so this will allow me to set this midway on my run, whether it's on a balcony or on a rake, and I can still fit this up underneath my handrail so that my handrail is continuous. So we've covered all the basics today on how to install these tubes in the horizontal method. Like I stated at the onset, they can be trimmed to length and installed vertically. Should you have further questions about the install procedures, you can go to crownheritage.com for more information, or you can contact your local Crown Heritage representative. We've covered all the basics today on how to install these in a horizontal application. Thanks, Bird.